everyone. As 2024 is coming to a close, we are just a couple of days away from 2025. I wanted to come here and talk about one thing that made a huge difference in my life. In the beginning of this year, I think it was Jan and Feb beginning, I was having these conversations with my life coach about how I'm not able to feel happiness truly, and even if I'm making a lot of progress with my therapy sessions and life coaching, but I'm unable to feel that happiness. So that's when she told me about this concept called pi theory of happiness. I will link the study, the research in the description. According to happiness pi theory, there are three factors on which our happiness depends. Number one is genetic set point, which amounts for 50% of our happiness. Second is life circumstances, which make up 10% of our happiness, and rest 40% comes from intentional activities. What do you mean by life circumstances? Life circumstances means your job, your social circle, your friends, relatives, colleagues, people you meet in your daily life, the life that happens to you. All of that is only 10% of happiness. So first time when I heard this and definition of life circumstances, first thought that came to my mind was that, oh my God, I worry about this the most. I mean, something happens at my job, my workplace, I get so sad. And if you're unable to make friends in new places, that also brings you down. So I used to worry about it a lot. And when my life coach said that this only makes up for the 10% of your happiness, it was really shocking to me. And immediately my mind thought that, okay, these things do not mean as much as I thought they do. So that was a relief, honestly. And the second bit, which is the 40% intentional activities. So these are the things that you do for your physical and mental health. For example, affirmations, meditation, workouts, pursuing your hobbies, or having a positive outlook, and creating distance between you and your feelings. So any type of these activities which fuel your physical and mental growth, these are intentional activities. And these activities, I feel that you have full control over these things. Like, you can acquire good habits, make positive changes in your life, and fix this bit, and which is 40%. And I think that's a huge chunk. No change can happen overnight. So slowly, if you build on these good habits, good thoughts, good practices like meditation or like mindfulness, and do daily gratitude and affirmations, I think they do make a huge difference in your life. And I know that they made a huge difference in my life, because I think this year I have been really consistent with my morning pages, daily gratitude, positive affirmations, and being mindful and all of that. So I feel that they have made a huge difference in my life, and I can see my state in the beginning of this year and now. So I can confidently say that, these do help. Definitely a must. And good news is that it is 40% of the happiness pie, and it is something that we can have like full control on. And the third one is your genetic set point. And now, what is genetic set point? Genetic set point means that this is your base level of happiness that you will return to no matter what happens in your life. For example, even if your day didn't go so well because of maybe, your classmates, or somebody at work said something to you, or some relative or some friend was mean to you, or whatever happens in your day, or like your car broke down, or your internet is not working, anything that happens in your life and it kind of ruins your day or something. But at the end of the day, you'll return to this base level of happiness. Now, how is this base formed? No surprises there. It all relates to our childhood. From 0 to 4 years of age, we form these true traits or core tendencies, core behaviors that set our genetic set point. Now, how do you find that out? My life coach said that to discover that, you need to ask your parents, siblings, relatives, anybody who was there when you were 0 to 4 years of age, and ask them to tell you stories about yourself. Like, how were you as a child? How were you when you were little, before you started going to school? Because once a child starts going to school, their behaviors, their true traits, they get altered, because we learn a lot of like social etiquettes. We learn a lot of things like, ma'am ne kaha hai line mein khade rehna hai, ya ab पानी पीने जा सकते हैं, अब वॉशरूम जा सकते हैं, एंड अभी पढ़ना है, अभी लंच करना है, एंड ऐसे नहीं करते, ऐसे नहीं खेलते. तो these things we learn which really alters our true traits, core behaviors. So before that, so 0 to 4 years of age, and for me it was my mother, my elder sister, my masi and my nani. So I asked them how was I as a child, and they told me like wonderful stories about my childhood, and you have to write those stories and note key things in those stories. For example, a general theme for me was I was very creative, but I was very introvert. I was very possessive about my things and people. I used to observe people from my home, my window, my door, playing in the playground, but never join them. I was a very private person, and I was very creative. I was always with colors, doodling on pages. I used to flip through pages of magazines, newspaper, books a lot. And I had special bowls and plates which I used to have my food in. Then I loved dressing up. I used to copy my father, get up in the morning and dress up just like him because he's getting ready to go to work. I was very picky with my clothes. I was very particular and I was obsessed with pink. Everything was pink for me, like my bedsheet, my blanket, my toothbrush. Everything was pink for me and I loved that color. So yeah, these were some stories that I heard about myself, and when I told my life coach about these stories, she helped me identify themes from these stories. And at that moment I realized that it all made sense for me why I'm feeling these feelings of sadness, because my life at that point of time was nothing like my true traits or not even close to my authentic self. I did a quick scan around my room and I realized I have nothing pink in my room, my wardrobe, my home decor at all. I realized that I'm living with relatives where sharing is like a huge thing for them. So, all my clothes, my makeup, my bags, everything I had to share with people, and it was making me deeply unhappy. And because of that, I had stopped shopping. My mom said that you used to buy really unique things, you used to grab on or try to get hold of very unique things like unique colors or bags and all of that. So I realized that because I was so afraid that I'll have to share this thing with someone, so I stopped dopamine dressing, dopamine decor, or anything. Like I used to buy just normal things and cheaper things because I knew that I have to share it with someone. I didn't have much privacy, and I was not being creative. Sadly, I was in a career where I was made to do extrovert things like a lot of public speaking, a lot of events, a lot of presentations and stakeholder meetings and whatnot. Also, my career was not something where I'm able to be creative. And when I was doing this exercise, I mean, I couldn't even remember when was the last time I picked up a paintbrush or a color pencil to do something. When all of this was brought to my attention, I realized, okay, it makes sense why I'm not happy, because my true traits, my core personality is not manifesting in my adult life, and that's why there is this always that feeling of emptiness. So then on, I tried making these changes in my life. First thing I did was like stop worrying about the 10% chunk, which is life circumstances. Life is happening to all of us, and I think it's not easy for anyone. Everybody has their challenges and everything, and I consider myself one of those privileged ones. I do have a lot of things. I have everything that I need, and I consider myself one of the privileged ones. So I just stopped worrying about it. So what if some days at work are not good? At least I have a job which pays, which keeps me independent. So gratitude towards that and not worrying about that 10% anymore. The second was intentional activities. I started making conscious effort that if not daily, weekly, I'm able to do my gratitude, affirmations, morning pages, some sort of meditation. And I started a workout routine. I never had a workout routine, but I started consciously dedicating 1 hour, 45 minutes, even 20 minutes, 15 minutes to working out daily. And it has helped me a lot. It made a lot of difference in my health, physical health and mental health. The biggest share of the pie, which is genetics at point and which amounts to 50%, I made sure that I wrote all those things, that these are your true traits. I wrote them down on a paper, put it in my phone screensaver and on my laptop wallpaper and in my journal, that okay, I have to start doing these things in my real life, in my life now. So first thing I did was went ahead and bought pink things, and it is so small. It's such a small thing that the happiness that I bought a pink bowl and I feel so happy every morning when I'm having my breakfast in it. I feel so good. I can't even explain it. And then I stopped sharing my things. I was able to enforce soft boundaries. It has given me a lot of mental peace, and I make sure that I spend some time alone with myself and do things that I like. I've started painting. I attended 2-3 days workshop to learn how to do watercolor painting. These little changes I have made in my life, I would say there is a lot more things that I would love to do. And 2025, I'm really looking forward to maximizing my happiness by maximizing these intentional activities and things that make me my authentic self, and safe spaces where I can manifest, express my true traits and my core personality. My goal is not 100% happiness or 90% happiness or anything like that. Even if it is 51%, I'm able to just say that I'm happy. I think it's a win. I hope you try this method. I hope you get a chance to connect with your loved ones. I hope you collect a lot of your childhood stories, because I have a life coach. I know it's easier for me to do this analysis sort of a thing, but I can give you a ChatGPT prompt and description that you can use to do the same thing. And I hope you are able to find out these themes of your true traits and core personalities and make them a part of your daily life and benefit from it. So happy New Year. And I hope you stay very happy in 2025.